What's up, guys, and welcome back to my garage. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to those who don't celebrate. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we were able to go 6 seconds in the quarter mile with our EFI twin turbo 380 Chevelle SS right here. Kind of a mouthful, I know. But as you would have seen, it's not exactly stable at such high speeds. For whatever reason, it wants to tip over on itself as soon as we cross the quarter mile marker. So today, we're going to fix that by basically taking the drivetrain out of this vehicle and transferring it into a completely different chassis. Something four-wheel drive. Hopefully a little bit more stable just because of that, and potentially a little bit faster off of the line. You can already kind of see it off in the distance here. We've got ourselves a B200S, S meaning short, so it's a single cab, short bed pickup truck, obviously four-wheel drive. And I scooped this up yesterday, that way we didn't have to waste a bunch of time trying to source one today. It's a little rough around the edges, but it just needs a little extra love from us. Not that big of a deal. Now, just simply taking this drivetrain and swapping it over into this other chassis might seem a little boring to a good majority of you, because it is. That's not all that we're going to do today. I can promise you that. This time I mean it for real. I know last episode kind of got cut short because I got called away for something, but I don't even want to spoil it just yet. Just hang tight. Okay, hang tight. We're going to get out our wrench. The first thing that we need to do is just take this engine out of this chassis and that engine out of that one. Alrighty then. That's the second time that this has ever happened to me. I'll tell you why. It's the second time in just a moment. All that I unfastened, though, were the two engine mount bolts or nuts, the ground wire at the rear, and then the alternator. I mean, you guys would have just seen this. I probably did a montage of it. It just popped out. Usually I undo all the wiring, the fuel line, the upper and lower radiator hoses. This thing just separated all on its own. And that's the second time that this has ever happened to me, because earlier today I was about an hour into this exact recording and realized that I was only recording my face cam, which was very, very embarrassing. So I'm having a bit of deja vu here. I feel like I've said all of this stuff before, because I have. But now that we have that engine removed, let's move on to this one. Now that we've got both engines removed from the two vehicles, we should, if we haven't already talked about it, we should go over everything that the truck needs to have replaced and or repaired. I really screwed myself up with the whole face cam only recording thing from earlier. It's fine. I'm going to try to move on. It's just super confusing now is all. So first, I don't think I've talked about this yet. The reason that I've gone with this vehicle over the NIV, it's my understanding that those are the two only four-wheel drive vehicles in the game, non-modded four-wheel drive vehicles in the game. The reason I've decided to go with this is because a while ago we did a Harlequin Rally NIV build, and it was cool, but I feel like this is just going to be a little bit cooler. We've probably done a single cab short bed build before as well, but we're going to do it again, and this time it's going to make some serious horse puppies, because, ladies and gents, not only are we going to go with twin turbo EFI in the B200S, we're also going to add a blower. So our precious 380 is going to be supercharged and twin turbocharged as well. Now, in my earlier recording attempt, I didn't get far enough to even start piecing the new engine together. So this is all alleged. I am simply just taking one guy's word for it again, one guy in the comments. So you know who you are. I really hope you're not lying to me, and we don't encounter another 454 incident. Hopefully all goes well, but anyways, back to what's wrong with this B200S. I didn't notice this before, but it looks like our brake master is going to have to be replaced. I'm assuming the booster goes along with that. Speaking of brakes, that main brake line has to get replaced as well. I'm not 100% sure what transmotion is already in this truck, but with the Chevelle, we tried to go with the 5-speed. Now, feel free to correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, but I feel like if this were a 4-speed, a 4-speed would probably be better for drag racing. So if it's a 4-speed, I'm going to chrome it. You bet your sweet bippy I'm going to chrome it out, but I will likely keep that sucker in there. The main cross brace subframe, if you will, very rusty, just 4 bolts. We're going to get that taken out and replaced. Suspension wise, this thing's actually pretty solid. I may or may not end up slamming it. Absolutely just trying to make it as dirt nasty low as possible. I'm unsure on that at this point. Oh, I need my flashlight too so we can really take a gander in here. Okay, so this knuckle needs to be replaced. This knuckle needs to be replaced. Wheels are going. We're gonna get some much better looking wheels, I think, here before too long. The differential is pretty well dusted, but that's okay because much like what we did with the Chevelle SS, we're going to be swapping the diff out for probably that same ratio. Now, there doesn't appear to be a replaceable gear set for the front diff since this is 4-wheel drive, so I'm just hoping that maybe the front differential will take on whatever ratio we put in the rear. We'll see. Time will tell on that. It's kind of hard to see it, but I think the parking brake cable running across the top there needs to be replaced. It's, oh yeah, I can see it over there as well. That's looking pretty dusted. There was something going on with the drums in the rear too. Yeah, it's like this side of the vehicle is missing the sort of outer housing that goes around the drum. I can see that's the brake shoe. Isn't that what they call that? But there's no drum around it, so we're gonna have to fix that. I wish we could do like a more typical like caliper setup in the rear, but I don't think that's a possibility with the truck. We definitely get better braking with that for sure. Mismatched body panels, obviously, we'll get it resprayed whenever we get it resprayed. I'm not super concerned about how it looks today. I just want to get it down to the drag strip as soon as possible to see what this thing can really do. I don't remember off the top of my head how much horsepower this thing made as it is right now. I want to say it was like 3,000, if I remember correctly. That's been like a week or two ago now, my bad. But it'd be really sick if we could do like 4,000 horsepower with the addition of the blower. I don't know, that might be wishful thinking. Anything else in the engine bay that I didn't cover already? I think that's it. Interior's very clean. I love the brown interior on this thing. No idea what color we're going to paint it yet, but again, not super concerned about that for the moment. A little bit of rust up here, but we're going to leave that. And I scooped this up. I know I haven't mentioned this yet. Oh, now that we have the engine out, it's only worth $9 grand. I scooped this up for $12,000 from the used car place just across the street from us. But yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully I've covered everything. Sorry if you're bored and you already want to click off the video. Please don't. I'm trying to like go through everything that I've already said, and it's tricky, man. It's tricky. So I'm actually going to hit the hay real quick. We'll go across the street, take care of our stats, of course, and then when we come back in the morning, I think we're gonna have to start rebuilding this with a blower as well as twin turbos. We'll see how that goes.
The next morning.
We've only got a little over $10,000 to work with here, so hopefully it doesn't end up costing too much money. But we're gonna look under V8 engines, of course, under the engine category, and our first search is just gonna be EFI. We're gonna look through here to make sure that We don't need anything else from the EFI system. We already do. Okay, there it is. The blower intake. I'm sorry, the blower intake fuel rail, $28.75. Small price to pay, honestly. And I still don't know what I want to do with the Chevelle. So I'm gonna leave the ECU and ECU mount in this vehicle. It might not even be EFI later on. Who knows? I don't even know if I want to keep it, if I want to sell it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's $345, but we're gonna get a new one for the truck. And then we need the 1.5 EFI chip. That's the super, super fast one. Oh. Are we gonna need a new? Yeah, we probably will need a new throttle body. Didn't really think that one through. EFI throttle body. It's either we get 2 of these or maybe this has 2 built into it. Why is this $600 and this one only 4? What's that look like? God, we're down to $9,700 already. Oh, okay. This is totally the one we need. Totally the one we need. It is strange, though, that that's cheaper than the single, but what do I know? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. Okay, let's check to make sure we don't need anything new from the turbo side of things. We do. We need a new airbox. So we've got the blower one or low blower. But the fuel rail that we chose didn't say low blower. It just said blower. So we should probably go with this one. Maybe. Again, just to reiterate, I don't know that this is possible. Some guy told me to do it, and I'm gonna try it. I'll try anything once. And now blower. A hardly knower. Sorry. That's going to be our next search term here. So we want the blower belt for sure. I might actually get the paintable blower just so I can respray it and have it like match the rest of the engine. So 900. Holy cow. Holy cow, that's a lot of money. Didn't get the intake manifold yet either, so we'll get that. Paintable, $500. We're gonna need a new one of these. No scoop blower filter. I don't know what I want to do for the filter. We could do the Holley blower scoop. One of them. They're probably the cheapest option, honestly. Let's just see what they look like. This is option numero uno. It's a big boy. It's a big boy. And then this is the other one. A little bit more squared off, it looks like. Okay, so we have these and several others to choose from. I'm gonna just limit our options to these two. Wait, is there no filter though? Why is my light still on? There's no filter for that, huh? Carburetor for the blower. Wait a minute. Holley has a blower? And it's only $28? What? It's probably not paintable though. So you know what? We'll probably still go with that one anyways. How was that only $28? That's insane. And then the carburetor for the blower. Well, we're going EFI. So anything with carburetor in the name, we don't need it. Plain and simple. And you know what? We don't even need the blower scoop either. Because the twin turbo airbox goes on top of our throttle body carburetor thing. You know what I'm talking about? There is no blower filter or blower scoop required. So all of this was a waste of money, but it was super cheap, so I'm not really that upset about it. This goes on top of this. You get what I'm saying? We should be good. We should be good. I'm going to take a few minutes here and get all this stuff painted that needs to be painted, get all the stuff chrome that needs to be chrome, and I think we'll be good to disassemble this thing slightly and reassemble it. See if we can strap blower onto that twin turbo 380 as well. This is going to be, if it works, It's going to be absolutely insane. Okay, we have officially hit our first snag with this new engine build. It doesn't seem to want to let me put... Oh, hang on. Because with this one, we needed that little adapter plate underneath of it. So I wonder if maybe for this, we're going to need 2 of those adapter plates. They're only 28 bucks a pop, 29 bucks a pop if we're rounding up. Might as well try it. I am going to respray these, though, with the Material Master. Uh-oh. That ain't working. That ain't working. I think it's back to the drawing board on this one. Or you know what? Holly does have that separate supercharger that we bought. Much like all the other Holly stuff, it also only costs $28 for some reason. Let's try this. The top does appear to be different than that blower. So I'm going to get that one unbolted. We'll bolt this one up and we'll try her again. Please work, please work, please work, please work. Really? Okay, so that doesn't seem to bolt up, but what about this guy? Let's freaking go, dude. All right, the project is saved, but I don't love how this isn't paintable right yonder. So I'm gonna take this off before we even have that bolted up. I'm also gonna unbolt the supercharger, and maybe I'll just chrome this since our throttle body is also chrome. They'll probably look good together like that. That did absolutely nothing. I guess we're just gonna have to deal with that little belt roller thing just being the way it is. Could be worse, right? Could always be worse. Now we can toss the blower belt on. And last but certainly not least, really. It's always something. It's always something, isn't it? This is the right one, right? Twin turbo airbox blower. But it doesn't go on there. Why?
Many minutes later.
This has taken me much longer than I really care to admit, but I think I've finally figured it out. So, we still have the Holly supercharger installed. We also still have the Holly EFI throttle body sitting up top. And I was trying to mount this on top of everything, right? That makes sense. What you need to do, though, is look lower. And suddenly we get the check mark. I don't know why it's that way, but ladies and gents, we've finally done it. The engine is completely assembled, I think. Now I'm starting to second guess everything. I feel like maybe I forgot something, but it turns out we don't need the carburetor adapter plates. The only time that you need those, I think, is when you're trying to do like the single throttle body setup. But for whatever reason, on top of the blower, it's not required. Feels good. Feels bad that it took me so long to figure all that out, but feels good that it's all together. So I guess I still need the wrench out, don't I? We'll drop that and loosen up the engine from the engine stand and drop her on in. I did go through and chrome some extra stuff here on the B200S. I also went through and fixed some, not all, but some of the problems. We've got the, I want to say it was the 2.0 rear differential. Again, I'm hoping that also modifies the front differential to act the same, but time will tell on that. I replaced the parking brake cable. I replaced the main brake line. The brake master has been changed. I also opted for the aluminum radiator because why the heck not? It looks really cool. The more chrome we have in the engine bay, the better. Now, I don't think the hood's gonna shut. Yeah, that's not happening. So we're gonna have to get the blower cutout hood. Not that big of a deal. It's gonna look kind of strange because it doesn't really need that much more space. But the old hood wasn't even painted anyways, so I'm not really super worried about it. This isn't great. We might be going hoodless. Yep. Yep, I think we're going hoodless. Hang on. Let me just make sure if I just type blower for our search term. I know I saw some hoods in here before. But now that we have the B200 up there, suddenly none of the other hoods are showing up. Yeah, B200 doesn't have a blower cutout hood. So I guess we're going hoodless. Could be worse, right? Could always be worse. It's just barely too tall. If we were actually able to use the low pro intake manifold and low pro blower, then I think we'd be good to still have a hood on this thing. But the fuel rail is kind of our hang up on that. Fuel rail only works, I think, after just messing around with this for a little bit, I think that's the case. This fuel rail only works with the normal size blower intake manifold. Okay, before I try to start this thing, I should probably top up the engine oil, the brake fluid, and also coolant. And then we'll be able to turn the key and see if we did good or if it's gonna blow up. Oh, and also I need to put this fuel line back on there. You know what? Let me try this hood again. Cause I didn't even have the engine mount bolts tightened before. So maybe the engine just was sitting up a little too high. There it is. Okay, I'm so glad we can still run a hood, dude. It was gonna look really, really weird without one, honestly. That makes me feel pretty good. Okay, fluids still. I gotta get the exhaust, the side exit exhaust put back on, and then we're good. We'll see if we can even squeeze in here. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to push it forward just a tad and re-engage the parking brake. Alrighty, here we go. See what we've got, if anything. We've got turbo whistle, supercharger whine, both at the same time. It doesn't feel as rowdy as it did in the Chevelle for whatever reason, but let's go ahead and cut that off. And actually, I can probably push it back with the parking brake down. No, I can't. Never mind. We're almost ready to go see what this bad boy Billy can do. Excuse me? Oh, the sign was in my way. That's a bit of an oopsie. But we're almost ready to go see what this thing can do over at the dyno, and then after that, the drag strip. However, I'm trying to make sure we're getting as much power down to the ground as possible, and also the brakes are not super great, so I am probably going to replace all of that stuff. But in addition to that, I want to get some real... I pushed it over too far. I want to get some real wide rims and tires for this thing. And I keep hitting this sign. And also, I might just have to slam it. I really might just have to slam it. I'm going to get those super low pro leaf springs. I really hope that I didn't just make this thing too dirt nasty low to be able to run these, but oh my good lord. All right, well, let's take the first one off and we'll see if that's going to work. Do I have it backwards? I don't even think that... Oh, I guess I did have it backwards. That's plenty of meat on there for sure. But I have a feeling that when we lower this thing back down, it's going to go right up through the wheel well. That's not going to be ideal. We might end up having to go back to the factory leaf springs, but I'm going to finish mounting all of these, and we'll see how ridiculous this thing is going to look. So I kind of love it. I'm almost hesitant to say that because I feel like not everyone is going to be on board with this. It kind of looks really good. It kind of, maybe that's unpopular opinion, but it kind of looks really good. I mean, look at how wide these are, dude. If we were having trouble getting the power put down to the ground with these skinny little things, we are definitely not going to have the same issue with this. Not only are the rear tires bigger, but the fronts are bigger as well. And the fronts on this one are actually driven. You know, they have axles in them is what I'm trying to say. 4-wheel drive for the win. I cannot wait to see how much horsepower this new engine produces. So let's not waste any more time. We're going to hop on in, old girl, and head on into town. Strap her on down to the dyno. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, 4th gear. Holy! This was supposed to be more stable. It is not more stable. Holy cow. Okay, well, it seems to go pretty decent in a straight line. As long as you're not, like, really womping on it. Let's just see how many horsepower it's producing. Dude, this thing is insane. I've got her strapped down. Oh no, I forgot to get gas. Okay, we're chilling on E at the moment, but that's okay. We can just restart. I'll fill up with gas and then we'll go hit the drag strip afterwards. But we'll see what she does here in 4th gear. 4,900 horsepower? Are you kidding me? Dude, see, this almost makes me feel like, what if we had a 5-speed? Would it make more power? I know that doesn't change how much power the engine produces, but it could have something to do with how the power is transferred to the wheels. Also, wait till you see how we're sitting on this dyno right now. The front wheels are definitely not on the rollers, and this is a short body. You know, this is unfortunately as good as it gets, but it didn't go anywhere, probably thanks to the strap. 4901. Wild. Absolutely wild. It's still trying to go too. All right, let's head back to the garage. We'll fill up with fuel and then we will head on down to the drag strip. I think the best thing about this is we didn't need a faster vehicle. We really didn't. We didn't need 4,900 horsepower, but I gotta say I'm pretty stoked that we've got it. I really, really am. I just wish the exterior now kind of looked the part. Honestly, the factory color, just this jet black, pretty solid, especially with all the chrome and everything, with the wheels too. I might just keep it that way. Anyways, I think I'm probably gonna grab the old controller for this one again too. That way we can have maximum handling, or so I hope. Neutral drop? Do we need to? We might not need to. Okie dokie. Nope, turns out we do, because otherwise we're just gonna inch forward. Wait for the countdown, there it is, and we're out. 4th gear. Ooh. That's not good. I'm surprised. I'm as surprised as you are. I thought for sure that this thing was going to absolutely dominate. It's running out of gear. I put the 2.0 rear differential in it, but it's just running out of gear. Now, hang on. Let me just try this again. Yep, right there, it topped out already. Like, it's fast. I'm gonna take it back to the garage. And I'm gonna put the 5-speed transmission from the Chevelle in this, and then we'll come back and see if that's any better. If not, we might just have to like disconnect the front drive shaft or something. Cause it should be way faster than it is. Even after the transmission swap, I still feel like it's topping out just too fast, but maybe that's because it genuinely is fast enough to kind of just do that. I don't know, dude. I have no idea. All right, our best time is a 6:21, and if I remember correctly, that was crossing the quarter-mile marker on our passenger side, on the passenger side of the vehicle. So as long as we don't do that, like tip over, I'm good. I'm good. That's cool with me. All right. So just like last time, I'm gonna try to upshift to 5th this time around as soon as possible. It's topped out again. 663, which is better. Let me do another one without jumping all the way up to 5th. I mean, you saw how slow it was off the line. And if I kind of feather the throttle a little bit too, that might help us out. All right, this time for sure. That's slower. That's slower. Wow. Okay. Only other thing that we could try. Dude, talk about a letdown. I thought that this thing was just gonna... I thought we were gonna get into the 5 seconds. The 5-second category. That is not happening. Last thing that we can try, though, is disconnecting the front drive shaft. So we will just be rear-wheel drive, which, yes, does sort of defeat the purpose of putting this swap in the truck in the first place. Drive shaft removed. We're going straight up to 5th again. Definitely squirrelier without that front drive shaft. 649. I don't know if the weight of the vehicle plays into it at all either. But man, I thought for sure we were gonna have a 5-second pass on our hands. That is a slight disappointment, I'm not gonna lie. But on that slight disappointment, that is unfortunately where we're gonna have to wind things down at for today. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.